Alright, I need to mention this because people are really dumb on Twitter about the Acolyte right now, and I need to talk about this because it's making me so mad that people are so fucking dumb. I want to mention this really quick because this actually makes sense. The Acolyte apparently got cancelled due to backlash for racism and bigotry. So I asked a question. And why is How the Dragon still being pretty strong? Device cast, non-binary lead playing a female surrounded in a male-dominated politic landscape, but because it's good. That is a good point that person. Also, this, which people already know at the start, Disney Plus announced that The Acolyte was is most viewed series premiere of the year so far, based on first day viewership number. It turns out that The Acolyte has the lowest rated season final on any show ever on Disney Plus. Which is kind of sad, like very sad. And somebody said this, enough time has passed. Let's show The Acolyte. No, like as much as I hated the rest of Skywalker, at least Wesker had some good moment. Acolyte did, but just no. The downside of the Acolyte doesn't move over the upsides, or whatever the opposite. Like, it's just no. And here's the thing that pissed me off: the Acolyte give us Cartesses, Kyber crystals bleeding, Lightspeed whips, Force versions, and Dark fucking Plagueis. It should be a lower nerd dream, but a YouTuber was mad about lesbian witches. Talking about Star Wars theory. Now, I'm going to defend Star Wars theory. I don't agree with everything he says about Star Wars. I do not, okay? But he was right about it. The fact that two female did what Palpatine did, and or Darth Plagueis, whatever, 100-something years before the event of Revenge of the Sith, or Phantom Menace, for that matter, before Anakin was born, is what people were mad about, because it literally fucked the entire lore that Lucas said with Anakin Skywalker when he did the prequels Star Wars trilogy. So basically, you're saying that Anakin is not special anymore. He's not the chosen one because there's other beings, like the two twins, like Osha and what the fuck the other name of the character was. Now they're not, Anakin's not unique anymore. That's what people were hating, that ideal that Leslie, director of the show, did. And yeah, they were basically lesbian witches. So he had, like, send that makes sense. Also, this tweet I think was funny. The filler of one, Canadian filler of two, and the filler of many. I'm gonna say this. At this point, it's obvious, right? Disney loves money. Which company doesn't, right? It's all about the money and the viewership, right? It's how it is nowadays. I think nowadays companies, I'm gonna say Disney because they are a big one into this. You can see it, with Marvel after Endgame. There's some exception like Loki, Guardians 3. No Way Home, and the Wolverine was not the best, but still good, they care more about money than, or trying to make money, but they're failing, right? Because most of the movies are not even breaking budgets like the Marvels, but it's like Disney is like, it's just, man, they care about money, and it pisses me off. Then they're taking a IP like Star Wars, which used to be that so popular, yes, the prequels were not good except for Revenge of the Sith, but it's still, it still has his light, and like the feminist has a lot of good shit like Darth Maul, the pod wrestling race, and that's how the clones, like the Genesis battle, and the duel in the end with Yoda and Dooku. There's some redeeming factors people like. They could like have wanted to an 8 episode of $180 million budget when Obi-Wan, literally one of the most loved characters of Star Wars history, with Anakin and Darth Vader and multiple other characters in that show we all loved, had only $100 million budget. It's like Disney wants their best things to fill, like the Obi-Wan. We had a bad writing overall, whatever, and just a low budget. When something like this had a bigger budget, but somehow was worse than Obi-Wan. Somehow. And again, people that are saying that the reason this show was canceled is because people are racist. Like the actress who play Osha and whatever the other character or the sister name, I don't care. No, it's not the reason why. Like, there's a lot of movies out there that are mainly black actors. I'm gonna name one right away: Black Panther, which was loved by white or black people or people of all colors. People loved that movie. There were like one white man in that movie, which was Morgan Freeman as Ross. Literally, it's not because we're racist, it's because your show is shit. It is written as shit. So if you're one of the fans of the Acolyte there on Twitter saying the reason the show was canceled because we're racist or we're homophobic, whatever, because they use pronouns and or they're lesbian witches, yes, I'm still gonna call them because that's what they are. wake up. It's not the reason why we love the show. The show is written like shit. If you can't see this, then I'm sorry, but it's just a shitty show. Like, stop saying that the show was canceled because the fans were racist. No. I mean, the final of the show was the lowest ever view final of Disney Plus ever. This has been going since, like, what, 2020, 2021? The last 3-4 years, it was the lowest watched final of a show. And it's a Star Wars show. Star Wars is one of the biggest IP in the world since, like, the 70s and the 80s. Again, it's like Disney doesn't want to, put another $200 million into a season 2 when people said, no, we don't like this. Also, if you go to Rotten Tomatoes, which I know it's not the most, whatever, it has an 18% audience score. I don't care about this right here, the tomato score, okay? Because that's based on around 100 people, okay? But the 18%, which is based on 50,000 plus reviewers that review the show, is at 18%. Even though Obi-Wan was shit, it still had a 61% on audience score and 82% on Rotten Tomatoes, the tomato score, which is a lot higher than the Acolyte. This show is still shit. I'm very different Obi-Wan. I mean, Obi-Wan has some good moment, it really did. Especially the final battle between Vader and Obi-Wan at the last episode. That was fucking peak Star Wars. I mean, for me, honestly, the way Obi-Wan fought Vader, that was peak. And then he split the mask. That was emotional. There's some good scenes in Obi-Wan. There's more shitty scenes than good scenes. There's still some good scenes that I can say I liked and are among my favorite Star Wars moments. Even the Book of Boba Fett had a 49% audience score. Again, really shitty show. Literally, it's literally a miniseries to promote season 3 of Mandalorian. That was the show was about. It was a miniseries, and as soon as the Mandalorian comes in, I think it was the 5th or 4th episode, whatever he came in, that's when the people were like, oh, that's a good show. Literally, sure, listen, I love the original story of Boba Fett, but the whole show overall was not really good, but I at least had a 49% on the other score. Again, the Acolyte has an 18%. Again, that's the audience, not the critics, the audience. The fans voting and putting this shit low. So, again, here's why it was canceled. Not because we're racist or homophobic, it's because the show was shit. Just accept that, move on. It's canceled, we're not going to see it anymore. Thank the Lord. Move forward, and then wait for Skeleton Crew to come in December, or whatever else Star Wars Disney is bringing up. Just shut up and stop saying we're racist, homophobic, because we didn't like the show. It's not the reason why. Again, it's just shut up.